Welcome to the library. Hi, I'm Mr. Berner. I'm your teacher librarian. So I'm a teacher first, and I'm also a librarian. I run the library. But I've been a teacher for a long time, and I'll talk about that. I'll help you find books and teach you how to find and analyze information. So I'm from Connecticut originally. That's where I grew up. I went to Connecticut College for my undergraduate degree. I got a degree in English, so lots of books there. I also lived in Idaho for many years, and I taught in Idaho for many years at a high school. And it's, of course, famous for its potatoes. And I have a master's degree in history from San Jose State. I love reading and riding my mountain bike. I have two daughters, Abby and Charlie. The library is open every day until 3:45. You can visit during lunch, with a pass from your teacher, with your class, as you're doing now, and after school, and possibly before school in a few weeks. We'll see. So why do we have libraries? Well, we have libraries in order to find books, of course, but they're also a resource for help and information. It's also a great place to work on projects, either by yourself or collaboratively. And we also learn how to use technology here. We do learn new things, and we have fun. This next section is about respecting yourself, each other, and this beautiful space we have here in the library. It's a brand new library. We want to keep it looking that way. So the first rule is to be kind to your classmates, to your teachers, to the staff, and to anyone else who's in the library. We want to have respect for each other. The second rule is that this is a safe space. There's no bullying here, and it's a safe space for everyone. And if we see that it's not a safe space, we'll ask the people who are not making it a safe space to leave. The third rule is we do want to have a fairly quiet library, but it doesn't have to be completely quiet or perfectly quiet. But we do want to keep the noise down so that people can read, can study, or can browse for books. Another rule is that there are no cell phones during class. Of course, we're part of a community of learners, and they are a distraction. So if you have your phone out during class, I'll request a pickup. During lunch, you are allowed to use cell phones at lunch. But we'll ask that you keep the volume completely off so that people can read. During class, if I need to get your attention, I usually do the 1 clap, 2 clap method. If everyone can hear me, clap once. If everyone can hear me, clap twice. So I ask you to immediately freeze, pause your feet and hands, and have eyes at the front of the class, or wherever your teacher is, or wherever I am. I'd ask you once again to respect the space. It is for you. We want to keep it looking as new as possible. And there's a couple of rules. Please don't walk behind the counter or at the side door, only through the front door. And Ms. Young's has an office. Please don't go in the office. And of course, since kindergarten, you've been told not to run in the library. We want to keep it as clean as possible, so no food and drinks. Please don't bring them in, especially at lunch. Finish your lunch in the cafeteria. Push in your chair and do your part to keep the library clean. Thanks. So here are some of the basics when you're using the library. First is to be prepared. When you come in, try to remember to bring any books that you have to return. Maybe they're in another place. If they're at home, remember you only have 2 weeks. You can renew your books, but if they're overdue and you have a lot of books overdue, you won't be able to check out any books. Bring a writing utensil and your username and password. As you do in other classes, you're going to line up outside before you come in. We will assign seats and we will assign Chromebooks as well. So we'll give you a number for your table and your Chromebook. During your visits, come in quietly when I open the door, sit down at your table, and wait for instructions. At the end, push in your chairs and line up to leave when I dismiss you, not when the bell rings. During lunch, same thing. Line outside the library. First 20 minutes for 6th and 7th, last for 8th grade. We're only doing books and magazines and reading in the library this year. And we will only have the computers available for school assignments during class time. No food or drink allowed in the library. Be responsible. You're responsible for books you've checked out. Keep books with you or somewhere safe, and don't leave them loose on the Muni. Books can be checked out for 2 weeks, as I said before, but of course you can renew it. If you have overdue books, you may not get a book if you don't return it. And if you do lose a book, you'll need to pay for it. So try not to lose them. You mean you have books in this library? Well, of course we do. We've got all different kinds of books, nonfiction, graphic novels, science fiction, realistic fiction, and many, many more. So get to know the books that we have in our collection. Just browse or ask if you have a question about a specific book you're looking for. We can also get books in from other district libraries, and we can also help you get one at the local San Francisco Public Library near you. Return your books in the slot, in the book return box, and don't do it these other ways. You'll receive a warning in the library for interrupting, talking during quiet reading or work time, and for not raising your hand or leaving your seat without permission. Keep the noise down, and we don't want any talking back or disrespectful behavior, of course. There will be an immediate call home for any behavior that is really destructive or just plain rude. Your behavior decides the message. And of course, I'll give you a call home if you want me to. If you're having an especially good day or being really helpful, be happy to do that. And last, we want you to enjoy reading. We want you to read more. We want everyone reading in this school. Thank you.